Welcome to our actual play with Just One More Fix. This is James. With me, this actual play is Lacey, Carrie, Holly, and Taffy.
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
You can find us online at justonemorefix.com or on Twitter at justonemorefix. If you like us, you can support us at Patreon, and you should give us a rating and a review at iTunes or wherever you find us at. In this episode, we're going to continue playing Night Witches. And now, it's time to get our gaming fix. You're about to listen to our Night Witches actual play. Quick warning, these episodes involve some mature content with the trials and tragedies of war, so you've been warned. Without any further ado, here is Night Witches. Wheels are down, planes are put up, they are being refueled and refitted and all that stuff, and it is nighttime. Or I guess the sun is coming up at this point. And amazingly, you guys flew that mission without too much trouble at all.
You said spirits were high. Is there anybody celebrating?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go join them.
Okay.
I need to get out of this funk. I need to be ready to kill Yellowtail.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
So, is there anybody specific you're looking to get with? I mean, like, party with, like, have a good time with? Or, like, a specific group of people? Or...
I mean, obviously, we're not the only women's squadron.
No, there's a whole...
So, can we just, like, join in with our fellow airwomen? And,
right on.
like, in our camp, obviously, there's probably some celebration separate from...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's probably, have this vision of a hangar that's sort of, like... Shh, shh, shh. Those moments of where everybody's like hush hush and then everybody sort of slips in and enjoys themselves or whatever.
Well, yeah. So we're gonna like not wander over to the men's side and celebrate with all the other airwomen because
very good.
There are other airwomen celebrating. So
right on. Well, I don't think there's a whole lot of trouble to get into here unless you're actively seeking out trouble, which I don't think you guys are, right? Okay. So, for once, right? For the first time? For the first time in forever.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Edit that part out.
I will, believe me.
I would like to see if I could bump into Captain Ruslan. Because I don't know him very well, but like he's been friendly and he's like a higher officer and I don't think he's going to give me shit or whatever. Right.
So if you want to bump into him, that won't happen here because this is the Night Witches party. But if you want to go seek him out, you can do that as well.
I'll mingle here for an appropriate amount of time and then leave.
Okay, very good. So you guys, the three of you are going to hang out, celebrate, and have a good time. So spirits are high and everyone's just over the moon because things seem to be turning for the first time.
I'll try to spend more time with some of the other groups as well.
Okay, very good.
We're getting too much attention from the Polititruk for being a group of friends. Let's make more other friends. Let's make more allies.
Okay. So I don't think that requires a roll or anything, unless you're trying to get something from them. But if you're just being friendly and celebrating and sort of being in the moment, I think it's entirely plausible that it just sort of, you have a great moment and there's lots of people there that are wanting to have a good time and celebrating their victories as well as yours and everyone's, and everybody came back in one piece for the most part and all that kind of stuff. So you guys will drink into the wee hours of the morning, as it is already the wee hours of the morning. Yes. And, have a few drinks and whatnot, but there's more to come this evening.
And we still have to repair the plane.
Right. But also, it's time to rack out and get some shut-eye before the morning. You're going to seek out Captain Ruslan, so where is it you would like to do this?
I don't know. Somewhere where he won't be around a bunch of people.
Okay, so it's in the morning, and I think he's probably doing his pre-flight checks and going over things for their missions for the daytime to fight the Luftwaffe. Okay. So I think that it's reasonable, if you wanted to, that you could encounter him at sort of like, I don't know, maybe their briefing area or in their hangar area, somewhere like that. Unless you have something else in mind.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I guess we'll go to their hangar area and see them over there, kind of, I don't know, absent-mindedly fiddle with the tail of the plane, just, whatever, kind of admiring the shiny niceness that we don't get to have.
Right?
Metal.
Right? Oh, this is so neat.
Look, it doesn't flap when you fly.
Kind of.
I think he has a clipboard and he's going over like the staffing stuff and this the assignments, the plane assignments and stuff. And I think he has he's an older gentleman and he has a set of like reading glasses that he has. So he sort of looks up over the top of his glasses at you. He smiles, his warm smile. Says, "Junior Lieutenant."
Lieutenant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he seems actual honest in that. Like he does follow, the decorum of things, and he says, "I'm sorry, Lieutenant. What can I do for you, Lieutenant?"
I was hoping, as a senior officer, maybe you might have some news about what's going on the front. Just in general, if it's going well.
Well, I have good reports that things are going well, as what I hear, but we're getting ready to fly out now, and I may know more, but nothing really specific. But I know we're pushing the Germans back.
Okay. Instead, I just look kind of...
Okay, he's like, is there something else?
I'm gonna kind of like fiddle absentmindedly with this like new ring I have and be like, no, like I'm really not thinking about it. It's not like a gesture to get him to notice. I just figured something I might do. Like,
right.
No, that was it. I just wanted to know. It's kind of
so he sees you fiddle with your ring, and I know he kind of pulled a jerk move earlier, but he's not a bad guy, right? So he sees that. He takes your hands in his hand, right, where you're fiddling with this ring, his hands over yours, and sort of cups them in his, and he looks at you and he says that, "I'm sure whoever this gentleman is a fine man, and he will do his duty, and I'm sure that things will work out."
Okay. Thank you, sir. And I will leave.
All right, very good. Is anybody doing anything else before they go bed down for the morning, I guess?
I'm gonna reach out to Petrova.
Okay.
I know she was like our training officer and everything.
Right.
She really worked close with us, so I'm gonna go and try and talk to her, like privately.
I think that she is probably in the officers' area, logging in the night's missions and events and what the goings on of different things. And she's there with some large ledger, like you'll know where she is because this is sort of what she does every night, going over plane assignments for what new recruits she might have to bring in and all that kind of stuff.
All right. So I'll check it out and make sure that like she's in there by herself, and I'll knock at the door.
She looks up, weary and tired, and she waves you in. She's like,
I'll come close the door.
Okay.
Permission to speak freely.
So she sits back a little bit and sets her pen down or whatever, and she says, "By all means, Galya, what's up?"
I have a lot of respect for you, so that's why I'm coming to you for some guidance. I feel like the Polititruk is bullying us or trying to break up our group. We have a tight group, and I just feel like they're putting a lot of pressure on us, and I feel like, well, frankly, I feel like it's bullshit. And I think that instead of constantly being on our ass, they should be supporting us. And I know it's their job to make sure things run right, but we haven't had a screw up in a while. And I think that they're trying to pit us against each other. And I don't think that they give us the recognition that we deserve. And I don't think that they give Yulia the recognition that she deserves. And I think that we do a lot with the shitty planes that we have. No offense. We got to do what we have to do.
She holds her hand up like, I get it, sister. One of those moments like.
But frankly, I've had enough, and I just needed some time, and I needed somebody to understand that this is ridiculous.
Do you have any regard with Petrova?
I don't.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a reaching out there.
8.
Choose one, and then we'll incorporate it into...
I will try to add one to the mission pool, so maybe she gives me some, encouragement.
Okay, so I think that she sits back in her chair for a moment, and she lets what you say sort of wash over her for a moment, and she stands up, she walks quietly to the door, and there's one of those little slidey latch lock thingies, and she slides it closed and locks it, walks back over, sits down.
Oh, God.
Reaches in the bottom drawer of the desk and pulls out 2 glasses and a bottle. And she sets them on the table. And she pours a healthy amount of some kind of clear alcohol into both cups. And she slides one across to you. And she takes the glass and she holds it in her hand and she says, "Fuck Barsukova." And she holds her glass out to you. So she throws it back, and
as will I.
She sets it down, and she tells you, and she you've come to her and really said more than any person probably ever should about the Polititruk and your actual views, right? But She says that the Polititruk has been breathing down, not the Polititruk, I should say, Barsakova has been breathing down my neck for quite some time. She thinks I'm not moving things along fast enough, that I'm too soft on the recruits and all this kind of stuff.
And I'll slam my glass down. Well, that's just a bunch of bullshit. That's why she waved me off like some nonsense. I tried to tell her that you did a great job and that what you do for all of us out here, and she acted like that's just your job. And it is your job, but you're doing a damn good job.
So she, a big deep breath and a sigh, and she says, I know. And it is 100% bullshit. But that seems to be the job of the Polititruk, is to make our lives hell and deal with even more shit than we should ever have to deal with.
At that, I will, kind of let my shoulders relax. Like, it's slightly defeated, but at least I understand that she understands.
She says that even with all this going on, you and all of your squadron mates have gone up every single night and not requested to be taken off of a mission, not taken off of a flight, not asked for easy missions. You've done everything that has been asked of you.
That's an option?
I was just thinking that. Right? We can request a night off.
And there are people who use their pull or try and do things to make things easier for themselves. And you guys haven't. And everyone notices it. Everyone notices your success. People get jealous of it.
And that's why she's trying to piss on us every chance she gets.
Well, that, and when people get brought in and interrogated and questions are asked, if they break or if they lie, they spread suspicion elsewhere.
It's just damn frustrating.
I 100% agree. But things being what it is, the NKVD isn't going anywhere. My advice, keep your head down, keep doing well, and it's hard to argue with success. You ladies are clearly have the knack to bring the fight to the Germans in some shitty planes, if we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
But we do the best with what we have. And none among you have ever asked for anything extra to go up and do your duty. Maybe a piece of Barsakova fears that. I don't know.
Because our success makes her look like she's not doing her job as good if she can't breathe down everybody's neck so much. Nobody to shit on, so she gets shit on. I don't know.
She very quietly says under her breath, she's also not the one that's going up in the air facing gunfire and flak and crashing and fire and death either.
That's true. Pretty sure Yulia pointed that out. Pretty sure she didn't like that. Pretty sure she's a coward, but that's just my own opinion.
Pretty sure that's a bad idea.
Well, I backed her up, but she is my leader, so. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope this doesn't leave this room.
No, absolutely. Likewise.
I'll slide the glass back over to her, and I'll see myself out.
Okay. As you're leaving, she says, she's like, Galya, if you need anything, I'm always here.
Thank you.
Forbidden love.
Whoa.
I like Gary. Do you guys want to move into rack out and move into a day phase, or do you want to stop here, or?
I'm writing a letter. I'm in my bed writing a letter.
Right. So you guys rack out for the night, and then we'll start a day phase.
Okay, into it.
Move into the day phase. Okay, very good. Holly, I'm going to say that probably counts as one of your actions during the day phase, because that's probably going to be a little bit of an extended thing, tracking her down and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
So you get to bed a little bit late, but so long as you sort of forego one of your normal personal actions or whatever during the day phase, then it won't affect you in any additional way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. As we move into the day phase, is there any political, or not political, got the NKVD on the brain, any squadron or personal or regimental business anybody has?
Does painting planes count as squadron business? It's for our morale. it's destruction of government property. That's definitely squadron business.
All right.
That's what we live for.
I think that it's working on the planes. I guess you could consider that squadron business if you want to go that way. But I do think that sounds like an acting up, and it sounds.
I thought it should be repair.
A hooligan.
Because it involves my skill as an artist.
Is she acting up really?
I think it sounds like acting like a hooligan. You're painting these things on the front of
Yeah.
these planes, being like, "We're here to be bad motherfuckers," you know.
I think that's fine, but because it's using the fact that she's an artist, which is from her background, she should be allowed to use her skill anyway. That's my argument.
It's not really a lucky maneuver, if I'm being honest.
It's a repair.
Well, it happens to
Like,
be
I want it to
under
look
hooligan.
nice.
I agree.
What if,
I
what
think
if that paint adds a layer of bulletproof protection?
It's just a suggestion, but I feel like this paint probably deflects bullets.
I mean, I'll take anything.
we should paint the entire plane. We're not doing murals. No, we're doing murals now.
Bulletproof murals.
I'm gonna paint bullet holes in it so they think we've already been shot.
That's
They'll just leave us
right.
alone.
Oh, it's a
Can
good
you
plan.
just fly a little wobbly?
I think being that it doesn't necessarily involve luck to actually paint the planes, you have them in your hangar. It sort of makes sense to say that you could roll your skill, being that you have being an artist as part of your your backstory. So,
But we're gonna do it like an act up. So
Yeah.
if I fail, the consequences of
Oh, yeah.
the act up.
Yeah.
section. Okay.
that's really what I'm going
that
for.
feels appropriate.
If we're being honest, that's what I'm going
That
for.
feels appropriate. I got a 7.
So choose one.
I would like to add another one to the mission pool.
Very good. So you spend the afternoon painting the nose of the planes.
That looks really good.
What do the front of the planes look like now that
They're-
they have been painted?
Badass bombshell women.
All right, like bomber women, bomber girls in the front of the plane.
Yeah, but they're my squad mates, my
Right on.
section mates. As badass. And I'm going to try and incorporate the personality of the plane
Okay.
into what I'm doing as well.
Oh, right.
That means I'm a total bitch on the bit.
Yeah. But like you're a bitch to the Germans.
Yeah.
So it's like a good thing. Yeah.
I'm probably also the only one in our entire squadron that speaks German too.
Yeah.
It's gonna bite me in the ass. one day.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Not yet. That's too soon.
4 planes, 4 girls.
Very good.
There you go.
But what about Olya? The other rando that we
You're
never-
right. I should probably not just.
It's Olya and
Because that's going to make us look worse.
Oksana.
And you know, Oksana.
And who's our
Just
dead
do it.
chick?
I'm going to put Katya on one of them.
And our
Oh,
dead
right
girl,
on.
Sonya. So we got 2 sides. We could just on the
Oh,
sides
so
we
you
can
should
do
write
that.
down whose pictures on all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm going
agree.
to put Katya on one of them.
The pictures are
Not the one with the fire damage.
Ooh, half of its face
Too
is melted
soon.
off.
Too soon.
No, not at all.
Hey, you could do one side that looks like a normal Katya, and the other side
Looks
of the
like me.
nose looks like it's burnt.
Like Two-Face?
Yeah.
Our plane.
Harvey Dent?
Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent.
Oh my god.
Okay, so who is on which nose?
I like it.
All right.
Who is on which plane?
Dasha is on Comrade, Galya is on Gordost, Vera is on Suka, and Katya is on Zagnut.
Very
I just
good.
want you guys to know that Zagnet's personality is revengeful, and it's Katya. Space on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, made me happy.
Because, you know, if we still had Tiburit, that's where my face would be. But my plane went down in a blaze of glory.
If you start
So
singing
we're
Bon Jovi,
allowed to do a personal, a
sit in your
regimental,
car
and a
making you
squadron
walk home.
business.
Yes.
Right.
so you know.
I have them all picked.
I feel like this probably takes a while, so we can use it as my personal business if you want to. Like, painting a good picture on 4 planes is
Okay.
a significant
True.
amount of work.
True.
So my squadron business is to repair Suka.
Okay, so go ahead and roll plus skill as you try to repair the plane.
And I will assist in repairing.
Oh,
Oh, God. Was it bad?
it's so bad.
He went to repair the plane, and
It's a 4. With your repair, it's a 5.
Did you poke a hole in the gas tank?
You know
with
what? I
your
did this on the last
screwdriver?
mission too.
all right. So on a
That
miss,
looks
you're
good.
sending it into
Yeah.
combat, still damaged. Maybe that's obvious. Maybe it isn't. So
I'm gonna go with it's not.
I think that you totally replaced that oil line and perhaps forgot to top the oil off.
That sounds right.
It's a
I
relatively.
have other business on my mind.
Okay, very good.
So for my regimental, I would like to file an official report.
For what?
Well, I know that Yulia was feeling a little off, so I would like to file the truth of what happened on our last mission and the actual truth, like every little detail. But I would like to do that in a way that it would give us another to our mission pool next time, because it says right here, after all though, when you submit an official report to your superiors for permanent file, I roll plus skill, On a 10 plus, I can choose 2. On a 7 and 9, I choose 1. Mm-hmm. So, can I do that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to include the part about the first run and about my care, a little bit about my, like, desire to make sure that I was doing my job as a Maya, which caused our oil line to leak, which is the real reason we got damaged. So I'm going to include a little bit about me. But I'm also going to include the Galya came in for a second run, which is why the damage was done to the area it was supposed to be. I'm also going to include everything about where the Red Army was placed.
Okay.
Like, the true report, so that they have an actual good understanding of it.
Okay. An actual good understanding of what happened.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
She's just throwing us under the bus.
No, I'm not. I got a 12.
Dang. That's awesome.
Yeah.
To choose 2, I think it says.
Yep. So I'm going to add 1 to the mission pool. So this change accepted truth of a situation. How much can I change?
I mean, within reason, I guess. I don't know. I suppose it depends on what you're looking for. But you said you're trying to be honest in the report.
Yeah. So I'm being very honest in the report. So the truth of the situation I'm going to change is Ruslan, when he was telling me to go away, basically boys will be boys, told me that most of those men won't be making it back. Mm-hmm. I want to change the truth of that. I think most of those guys will be making it back. Because it's successfulness of our mission and because they now know exactly where they're at. So that means that our...
Read it. It says change the truth of the what?
Change the truth of a situation. So I think that because I filed this report and it's before the Air Force get out, like our Air Force, they're better able to provide support. And so more of our guys will make it back. Meaning Yuri might make it back.
Somebody's feeling guilty.
This seems like a grandiose, like, I want 1 man, but I'm going to tell you all that.
If I could ask you to shine your light on 1 man,
Like-
but all of them, but really
Like,
just 1 guy.
Really, there's like multiple things that happen with this. Like Ruslan's gonna get more respect for me. Like he already looks out for me, so I know that he like does kind of respect me, but he's also willing to use me. And I want to be above that. I want to be his equal in his eyes. Like I want him to respect me and care about me like I care about him. But I'm also going to make up for what I did by doing this. So that's what I'm aiming to do. If that's I got a good roll.
Very good.
And then my personal business, I would either like to run into Ruslan or have one of these 2 letters arrive.
It's up to you.
I want a letter to arrive, but I'm going to put them in my hand and you pick a hand.
Your left hand.
I like Carrie's letters. We should read one of Carrie's letters, or Vera's letters every time. I like it.
Their stack is growing.
I
Don't
like
worry.
it a lot. Because none of the rest of us take the initiative to write letters.
I wrote 1 letter.
I didn't write a letter.
So
read it, though.
this one is arriving to Marina Raskova. Marina Raskova. Hello, Marina. This is Vera. We met during my training. You rode with me. I just wanted to write you and let you know how my story is going since we met. Everything in the sky is amazing. All is well with me. I have been awarded my first medal. This is important because without you paving the way for all of us, I would have never felt this good and this important. Thank you, Marina. I hope all is well with you, and I would love to hear about everything. Also, if you need a co-pilot, I would love to fly with you again. Sincerely, Vera.
4?
3.
3. Oh, okay. Very good.
It's the same roll as last time. This one. It just keeps popping
Right
up.
on. Very good.
Your
So,
dice.
yeah. So she's like, oh, fangirls. Look, I purposely did not put a stamp of her on here because I didn't want it to be too fangirly.
Put a stamp of me on my own letter.
No, I put that one on Boris's.
I know. I remember.
I put a stamp of the airman taking out a tank on hers.
Very good. So,
I haven't talked to Nina in a long time. I'm gonna go hang out with Nina and fix Suka a little bit. See what's going on down there.
very good. So, Nina is there in the hangar. Actually, all the work on the planes is done, and she is sitting there in a chair with her feet up, watching Yulia paint the noses of the planes.
It's really quite relaxing to watch.
She sees you and she smiles, and she kicks a seat over to kicks a chair over towards you.
I'll sit down and also watch Yulia paint.
She sits there quiet for a minute, and then she asks you, it seems like you've been in some hot water lately.
We have indeed. I haven't talked to you in a while, but it seems like our success hasn't gone unnoticed. And perhaps not in a good way.
She's sort of sits there quietly for a minute. She looks at you and she says, I've missed you being around here. I know you guys have been busy and there's been lots of trouble and the Polititruk and all that kind of stuff, but things work better when you're here.
I miss coming in here too. I like working on the planes, and I like your company and your advice. And I feel like our talks helped me get through some difficult things. I don't have much family, and it's nice to have someone besides the squadron to talk to.
She says that, I know that I'm not a pilot and all that stuff, and you guys go out and do crazy stuff and whatever, and you guys sort of have this bond, but I would she says I would enjoy spending time with you guys and with you, and the next time you guys go out and do something, maybe I can tag along.
That would be incredible. Yes, you should. And we need to plan something, because I'll tell you, I think we could all use a little break.
So, yeah.
Speaking of, have you seen Sergey? Haven't seen Sergey since the...
She says he's the big guy, right?
Yeah, they call him the bear.
He deployed with the rest of the infantry.
I thought so. I thought he might be gone with the rest of them. Have you heard anything?
Not yet, no.
Well, I suppose when they all come back, we'll have cause to celebrate.
Hopefully.
That'd be a good time for us all to get together and celebrate them coming back. Yep, hopefully. So, those paintings are pretty amazing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so she sits back, you guys sort of have this little moment, and enjoy the work that Yulia is able to put into the noses of the plane.
She's pretty talented, that Yulia.
I heard the meaty slap.
Like, I can't even look at you.
Like, why would you bring him a boyfriend? You're about to get a girlfriend.
I mean, I've had a girlfriend all this time. Nina, I don't know. I just wondered how Sergey was. We're all friends. Fine. I want to throw her off the track a little bit. Things are getting a little bit close. Josh is conflicted. It's the perfect.
Okay, so for like a last thing, can I kind of like sneaky snake around, and I'm trying to watch, what's her name?
Bereshinskaya?
No.
Barskova?
Baraskova.
You should watch her.
Yeah.
You're spying on the Polititruk?
Yeah!
I love you so hard.
She's constantly up our asses. She cannot be that clean.
It's time somebody's up her ass.
You wouldn't believe, like, while I was in the hospital, like, all the stuff I read about her, she's like...
All right, so I think that if you, actually spend time spying on her with everything else that you've already done, I don't think that you have time for that unless you want completely obvious, which I'm assuming you don't want.
She is.
I'm watching you.
She's just lazy with her. Some of us are actually in the sky.
Like, I'm not... Okay, so when I say kind of stealthy, like, I mean, I'm going to be wherever I want to be where she is. But I'm not like...
No, I get what you're saying. So you had the thing with Trova.
Yeah.
And... Was there something else you did?
I kind of helped
helped with the repair.
So I didn't know if like eyeballing a situation would
If you just want to eyeball a situation, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not like I'm not like stalking her. I'm just kind of trying to feel her out of it.
And eyeball doesn't take hardly any time. It's just sort of, so it's all good. So yeah, go ahead and roll plus skill as you eyeball her.
Boom, 10. Ugh.
So ask 2. Or you have hold 2.
Okay, so I can just make a note on my paper that I've got +2 towards her.
Hold 2 is what it's called on Barskova. So basically what it means, you watched her and kind of size things up. Yeah. And in doing that, when the moment comes appropriate, you can spend those to be like, hey, what did I realize in that moment when I was watching her or whatever? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good deal.
We're all just compiling information separately, so like...
Which is funny, because none of us know the other one's doing any of the things that we're doing.
Right.
Alrighty, so unless there's anything else, I think we can move into the final night phase for True Gonyaka.
It's gonna be so bad.
So
hey, we've got 3 in the pool. We're gonna be all right. Yeah, sure, totally. Yeah.
For once, I added. What? Don't put it on dead people. It's bad.
Is that bad
Bad juju.
mojo? Bad juju?
totally bad.
There we go. You can put it on a survivor, but you can't put it on dead people.
With our beautiful new nose art.
Yes. Let's take it up in there.
So we're going to be supporting the retreat from Rostovan Don. We're going to be harassing the German ordnance depots. So to reach our target, we're going to have to first fly through some enemy fire in order to reach our destination.
So you guys are basically supporting the army as they advance because the German army is in full retreat. So they are retreating across the river, and they are forcing them into full retreat.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All right, so our lead plane is going to be tail number 101.
Thanks for listening. This has been an episode of Just One More Fix. Music has been provided by Kevin MacLeod. You can find him at incompetech.com. You can support us at patreon.com/justonemorefix or follow us on Twitter at Just One More Fix.